Perhaps the main objective of education is to prepare students for the real world. The topic we will see now is financial literacy to familiarize students with the basic concepts of money management and the making of financial decisions including cash, checks, debit cards, credit cards and online payment options. A minimum wage is the lowest remuneration that employers can legally pay their workers. The federal minimum wage in the United States is $7.25 an hour. If you work 40 hours per week, 52 weeks per year, yields an annual income of only $15,080. This income is below the federal poverty line. Does education pay? The best way to avoid poverty is with education. This graph shows us that there are great differences between the income received and the education of the worker. Workers with less than a high school diploma are the lowest earners on average, less than $20,000. Workers with a bachelor's degree earn on average $60,000, more than 3 times the income of a minimum wage worker. Finally, master's and doctoral workers earn on average more than $120,000, or more than 6 times the income of minimum wage workers. Income is the money received from your job on a regular basis. Education is the strongest predictor of the job and the salary that you will receive. It is also very important the professional career that is chosen in general technical careers are those that handle the best salaries. Here is an advice that I found on the internet and what is very illustrative. If you want to make more than minimum wage, you should study to get a high-paying job in the future. And don't say it can't be done. I'm doing it on grants, student loans, minimum wage job and supporting 2 kids. A grant is an amount of money that the government or some institution gives you for a particular purpose, such as education. Grants and scholarships are free money that can help you to pay for college. If you have good grades, there are federal grants available to help you pay for college. The student loans are designed to help students pay for their education and the associated costs, such as tuition, books, and living expenses. Federal student loans offer some advantages many private loans don't, such as low fixed interest rates, income-based repayment, forgiveness, and postponement options. Students should carefully analyze their budget and repayment ability prior to applying for a student loan. It is important to understand the basics of student loans and the loan repayment. Most student loans have a grace period, typically 6 months after graduation, before minimum payments are due. After the grace period, you will make your student loan payments every month, for years, usually 10 or more. Understanding how to repay your student loans can save you time and money. In 2018, the average student loan debt is $37,000. Interest is the money paid for the use of borrow money. It is calculated as a percent of the initial size of the loan, usually called the principal. The principal is the amount you are borrowing, and the interest is the charge for the time you have the loan. Suppose you received a loan of $10,000 from the bank, for 1 year, at a rate of 10% interest per year. 1 year later, you should pay the bank the $10,000 you received, plus $1,000 in interest. This example shows the monthly amounts that would have to be paid for a loan of $15,000 that is paid in installments over 15 years. As you can see, the interest paid is higher than the amount that was originally borrowed. Here's how much debt the average U.S. household owes in credit cards, auto loans, student loans, and mortgages. The average debt in credit cards $16,000. The average debt in auto loans $29,000. The average debt for a U.S. household in student loans is $50,000. And finally, the average house mortgage is $180,000.